welcome to day 2 of the 14 days quarantine workout. So today we're going to focus on your hips. Our topic today is to loosen your hips. We have prepared 5 exercises for you.
Half rolling, donkey straight kick, hip roll, hip release, single leg circle.
We want to make sure that your hips is able to mobilize, okay? When you can't mobilize it, especially when you have been sitting too long or basically inactivity. So you could be standing but you are not moving at all. So what happens is you will create tension, especially on your lower back. The muscles at your hips may scrunch together so that when you are so if you've been sitting too long, they are actually contracted. And then when you stand up, if they are not mobilized, you've not been working them at all, you suddenly stand, what will happen is your body will compromise to keep you walking or standing, and that may create pains and aches in other parts of the body. Okay, so today we're trying to loosen both of your hips to make sure that you are able to do the activities that you want to do with ease, especially if you play games like soccer or something to do with your legs, or if you run, you want to be able to reach up. Okay, so now when we are ready, we're gonna go into the first exercise. So we're gonna go into the first exercise. We will be sitting on the hips. Your legs are laid out, hip width apart. So hip width meaning your heel to heel is hip width, knee to knee hip width. Girls like to kiss the knees together and guys like to flop them out. Okay, so make sure your legs are parallel. I'll just do the movement 1 or 2 rounds and then we will go for 1 minute for the exercise. Okay, your arms will be long shoulder height. You're gonna think about curling the tailbone forward, keeping your upper shoulder still upright as you roll back, and then roll forward, reach and sit up tall. So you're gonna go scoop and forward and sit up tall. What you don't want to happen is lean back. Okay, and you will likely to lose your balance. So please don't lean back. Think about scooping back so your upper shoulders is keeping or reaching forward. Alright, and let's start here. And we go zip and reach, sitting tall. It's a nice stretch for your lower back as well. So what we are doing here is as you scoop and open up, you are lengthening the muscles at the hip. Reach and sit up tall, scoop, and it only works if you are rolling from your lower back and your tailbone and not leaning back. So when you are leaning back, you are actually using those muscles and that makes it even more contracted or pinched. Okay, gonna scoop and return. Lots of people use this as a abs exercise as well. If you have really tight back, you will feel that your lower back is opening. Zip and release. So you want to go for a scoop. Think about your ribs drawing down. Imagine there is a durian or like a porcupine in front of your belly and you're gonna suck it in before you reach forward and sitting tall. Scoop and reach. We're gonna go for a last set and reach and sit up straight. Okay, next set we're gonna go into donkey kicks. Okay, so you're gonna be on your all fours on your elbow. So your elbow is under your hips, under your shoulders, and your knees are under your hips. Alright, so palms is flat. And make sure your elbows are shoulder width apart. Stabilize the core. You're gonna first lengthen the leg out, and then you're gonna do a baby kick up and return. Think about pointing the toes as you lift. I'll be looking into the camera, looking into you, but for you, you should be looking ahead. So not between your hands, but much further. Okay? So we're gonna do this for 1 minute, and we're gonna switch the legs. Alright, so here we go, and we lift and lift. If you can, tap and lift, so don't let. Okay, so keep your pelvis square and lifted. You feel that you are reaching. When you do your kick, you'll feel that you are lengthening your muscles at your hip. Just keep going. This is also, most people do it for butt or glute hamstring exercise, but I find that it helps you to extend your hip muscles. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are not arching your back as you're doing it. So your elbows are pressing firmly into the ground, abs are tight as you kick. So your spine should not be moving very much as you do your leg lift. We've got 20 more seconds to go and we're going to go on to the other leg after. Keep pressing your elbows down, lift the chest. Think about fire under your chest as you lift. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one, and rest. And we're gonna go on to the other leg. So stabilize, same starting position, legs hip width apart, elbows down. We're gonna lengthen the other leg. Get ready, and we go. Lift and lift. Try not to shift the hip, okay? And equal pressure on two elbows. So sometimes when you're tired, you may slack on one side. So you want to make sure you're pressing in hard on both elbows as you are doing the kick. Okay, so tighten the abs, the spine will move a little, but just make sure you're not hyper arching the hips. So no sitting back as well. So sitting back means this. Alright, so that's a no-no. 30 more seconds to go. Just keep going. Kiss the floor, lift as high as you can. You can add a little bit of momentum for this exercise. And lift. Keep the abs tight. Last 15 seconds. And we go. So your eyes should be gazing forward like what I'm doing now instead of looking at the side. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and release. Alright, okay, so next we're gonna do hip roll. It's a very standard exercise in mat Pilates, and if you do yoga, you will also do it, but I think they call it bridge. Okay, so essentially how we are different from, or if you do like fitness class or HIIT class, they call it bridge. So the difference is for bridge, you basically just lift the hips up. But for Pilates hip roll, the focus is on articulation of the spine and keeping that long diagonal line between your knees, your hips and your shoulders. So I'm going to show you. You're going to place your arms up towards the ceiling, level the pelvis, slight gap on your lower back. From here, you're going to close that gap, so no more gap. Inhale to stay, exhale, butt cheek, tailbone, lower back, mid back, rib cage. All the way up until you form a straight line from your knees, your hip and your shoulder. Okay, so a low diagonal line. From here, keep your butt as high as you can. You're gonna melt your ribs down first. So your butt's not gonna drop. So mid back, lower back, tailbone, then the butt. So what we are working is articulation of the spine as well as opening up of your pelvis. So if you are sitting, can you see the creases on my shorts or my tights? The creases represents your muscles, yeah? So when we lift the hip up, you can see that there are no more creases. So essentially, we are lengthening those tense muscles, okay? Gonna go for 1 minute, starting from now. So stabilize. If you wanna work harder, bring your heels closer to your butt. You can work your hamstrings and butt harder. Butt cheeks, lower back, middle back, rib cage, all the way up. So long diagonal line. Keep your butt high as you melt down bone by bone. So no rush. Inhale and return to your slight gap on your lower back. So you're gonna close that gap first, then lift the butt, lower back, middle back, upper back, all the way lift, and then melt down bone by bone. And again, in and exhale, roll all the way up, and then melt it back down. So essentially for the purpose of hip release is the last bit, which is here, that's really important. So think about your knees reaching far away, like trying to poke something in front of you, so that you lengthen this bit and then bring it down bone by bone. And again, all the way up, 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 stabilize, and then draw it back down, down, down. One last set, quick one, and then we bring it back down. Rest. Alright, now next slide, we're gonna go into lying down position as well. Okay, so this is called hip release. So it's a really chill one compared to the first three that we are doing. So I'll show you the exercise. You're gonna lie on your back again, arms are long by your side. You're gonna think about your knees are bent. So you're gonna think about dropping one knee to the side, slide it out with your little toe, rotate the leg, and then draw it back with the big toe. Okay, so I go again. You're gonna drop your one knee to the side, slide it up with the baby toe, so you can look at my feet, turn it, rotate, and pull it back with the big toe. Alright, and then we're gonna go on to the other side. The thing to take note about this exercise is when you drop the knee, make sure the opposite hip don't get lifted. So what we are working essentially from a core perspective is we are making sure that so if I'm moving my left leg, my right obliques is working hard to press the left or right side of my body down so that the body doesn't move, but the movement all comes from the hip joint. Okay, so here we go. Stabilize. You're gonna drop, slice it out, rotate, flip it back. Take note of the supporting leg as well, the non-moving leg. As you are moving the moving leg, which is my left leg, make sure the supporting leg is not moving. Okay, so this is wrong. Yeah, or you hike on the hips. So you want to make sure your left and right butt cheek is firmly pressing into the floor with equal weight. Alright, now if you find that you keep dropping or keep lifting off, what it means is that your hips are tight, and when you turn, it's very difficult for you to sustain. Okay, so the whole thing collapses. So then what you want to do is to go smaller range. So you will be like this. Yeah, so small range. Out, same movement, instead of all the way down, slice it up and rotate. So this is like full range if you can maintain the other hips stable. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can place your hands to make sure your hips are not hiking. Alright, and we're gonna go on to the other side. So maybe you can see the hips better here. So here we go. So you're gonna drop, slice out with a little toe, rotate, pull it back with the big toe. You also want to make sure as you are doing things with your lower body that your upper body is not arching or moving. So think about drawing your ribs onto the ground as you are moving your bottom leg. So you're going to think about firmly pressing a $1 billion check between your spine and the mat, okay, to keep the core really still. Slice it up, bring it in. Sometimes people may get a bit of cramp, feet cramp or toes cramp when they are doing this. So it's perfectly okay. You're just gonna rest for a while before you keep going again. Okay? So think about dropping the knee to the side, slice it out with a little toe, rotate and pull it back with the big toe. We're gonna go for last 10 seconds. Draw it out, in, back. So keep the ribs down, keep the hips level, keep the other knee moving as little as possible. Last set. And bring it back. We're gonna go into the legs up. Okay, so we're gonna go into big leg circle, single leg circle. Same starting position, which is lying down, and the thing to take note is the same, which is no rocking of the hip from side to side. Right? So I'm gonna show you the exercise before we go and do it. So same thing, lie on your back, lower back. If you can, keep your lower back kissing. Okay. If you are an intermediate Pilates practitioner, you can keep a baby gap on your lower back, but your upper back or your mid back should be firmly pressed onto the ground, okay, or onto the mat. So you start with both knees bent. You're gonna straighten, or rather you lift your one leg up, point to the floor. You're gonna go to the side, circle forward, try to circle kind of in and then back center. So you don't go out and then straight up. Yeah, so you go out and circle inwards and then come back to center, then you drop it again, and we'll repeat on the other side. So what we are watching out for is the same thing, which is your pelvis placement, ribs placement. We're gonna start with my left leg. So you're gonna bring one leg up, shoot it up to the sky. You can place your hands at the hip to make sure they are level. Circle out, inwards, center. So you drop it as low as you can while keeping the other side level. So you want to make sure that when you drop this side, again, this is not going up, okay? And as much as possible, go in a little bit, so you kind of return in front of the other knee, then center, so that will work the leg a little bit more, okay? And we're gonna keep going. It's really hard for me to stabilize my ribs, so I'm trying very hard to stabilize my ribs. Okay, so think about just pressing into a $1 billion note. There's no $1 billion note, so $1 billion check between your spine and the mat. We've got 10 more seconds to go, so big circle. So that will really mobilize the hips. Okay, last one. And then we bring it back. Alright, and we're gonna go on to the other side now. So stabilize the spine, left and right butt equal pressure. Ribs press in, and when you're ready, you're gonna float one leg up, point it to the floor, to the ceiling. You're gonna go to the side, forward, and slightly inwards, then center. Yeah, side, forward, inwards, center. We're gonna go into the modified version. So if you find that you keep rocking, you can go smaller circle. Okay, so if you are less flexible, like your hamstring is tight, you may not be able to come back here, Okay, so the purpose is to keep the leg straight. So instead of bending and keeping it close to the body. Okay, so if your leg can't stay straight, then you go smaller circle. You can come back here. Yeah, so further away from the body. Okay, so same thing. But if your hamstring is okay, the range is okay, you can go as big a circle as you can. Okay, the other leg, the supporting leg is not moving back and forth. Okay, as little as possible, so your abs or your core muscles are working really hard to keep the rest of the body stable. And we're done. Okay, and we're done for the day.